Okay, so you have if you're interested in getting a cat, obviously you clicked on this video. Title of this meeting is if you plan on getting a cat, you should watch this. The main thing I want to speak about first is boundaries. Because I feel like within the cat community, I feel like there's one thing that most pet owners lack is boundaries with their cats. And I want to be the one to, if no one else said it before, I want to be the first to say it, that yes, you can set boundaries with your cats. Cats are very smart, and you can set boundaries with them. I don't think about setting boundaries with cats, like any other boundary, is consistency. You have to be consistent with that boundary. It ain't no hot and warm. I mean, hot and cold. I'm okay with you stepping on the table and on countertops today, but not tomorrow. No, you have to stay on it every day. In order for your cat to understand that this is a strong boundary, and my cat mom, cat dad, or the big cat in the house don't like it, and eventually the cat will start to avoid the area because they see you do not like it. So that's the first thing I want to speak on. Your cats will adjust. If you say no and you be stern about it, eventually start to avoid that area. Number two, with the boundaries. I want to speak on boundaries first. With my cats, I recently set up a boundary where my cats are after 8 o'clock, they go into my office. My office is their office. So after 8 o'clock, my cats go into the office where they have their food, their little boxes, everything's in here that they need. They need bedtime's 8 o'clock. They come out in the morning at 8. Now, when I'm not home, my cats go back into the office. If I cannot walk in and monitor my cats or around the house, then they cannot be out. Because if I let them out and I'm not there, they might be on top of the countertops and maybe on top of the tables. For some people, that's not a pet peeve. For me, it is. I love my cats, but I also love my boundaries. So now that's a new thing we have adjusted to cat rooms. They have a room. Also with my cats are not allowed in our beds. At one point I was okay with it, but I noticed over time that I don't like cat hair in my hair. I don't like cat hair in my bed. I don't like cat hair on my clothes. I don't like cat hair on me when I'm laying in my bed. So there was another boundary set. My cats do not have authorization to go into our rooms. When we let the cats out in the morning, our bedroom doors are closed. So the cats have every part of the house to go into other than our bedrooms. There was a boundary I had to set. And so far with that boundary, I feel a whole lot much better. My cats, they having to adjust because they like, well, I want to go to the bed. I'm like, well, you can't go into the bed. And when my cats was able to go into the bed, I found it hard me telling them no, get down because they looked so comfortable. And I love everybody to be comfortable. So in order for me to like, you know, I felt be mean and make them get down when they sleep. Cause they is so cute when they be sleep. I said, just start closing the door. So they can avoid that whole situation. Just close the door. So another thing, that's boundaries, rules and boundaries. That's something you can apply to your life. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. And I noticed that my cats have a like their space, a safe space where they wind down. They just in there. Nobody's bothering them. I feel like it's a lot less stressful for them too because they are in here. Nobody's coming up, making noise or doing nothing when they in here. Unless it's one of me and the girls coming to play with them or something like that. But other than that, they are comfortable in the cat room, in my office slash cat room. Okay, so we talked about the boundaries first. I'm also another boundary. One more to add. Don't feed your cats table food. That's one thing. I know it's cute to pass them a piece of French fries or pass them some little chicken or whatever the case may. Do not feed them food because at that point your food is now their food. And when you walk away from the table or while you sitting there eating, your cat have jumped into your plate. I have not ever experienced that. Don't want to experience it. I have experienced my cat Sunshine trying to steal food when you're not looking. She don't do that no more. She don't do it no more. But it took time to get her into that position to know that that's not okay. So with that being said, don't even start it. Don't even start feeding them food. I when I first got Cosmo, I had already made my mind up I was not gonna feed my cats my table food. That was my first. I had already discovered that from watching other things online about cats and seeing how cats be in other people's houses. I was like, ooh, I don't want that going on. So when I first got my kitten, I told everybody, do not feed him table food. Now Cosmo's older and he don't even like table food. I feed him tuna. Oh, that's my thing. I give tuna as a treat. So between cat food and tuna, that's the only thing he was able to get that was like considered real food was tuna. You know what I'm saying? He's get tuna water, tuna no oil, water. So when Cosmo hit a can opener, you know what? Is that tuna? So that's what Cosmo get outside of cat food is tuna. For all of them same thing. If they get any type of food from me, it's gonna be tuna that's outside of cat food. And I kept that boundary strong because I didn't want cats jumping across my shoulder to jump into my plate. Just saying. So you first time getting a cat, set those boundaries early so you won't have those problems on down the line. Okay, so we're gonna talk about emergency funds. Have emergency funds for your cats. Have at least $1,002, $1,000 to $2,000 sent to the side if possible. For if your cat gets sick and needs to see the vet, take it to the vet. So if your cat is sick, you don't spread it to the rest of the cats if the sickness is able to, if it's contagious. I'm gonna say that if it's contagious, it might go to the next cats and then create a bigger doctor bill. So based on experience, just take your cat to the vet when you see one of them is sick. Um, Also, if you are getting a cat off the streets, understand you're gonna be required to pay for them to get neutered or spayed. Okay, you get it from a shelter, all this gonna already be done, depending on their age. And especially the spayed or neuter, they're gonna be done out back. Um, their shots, if they're real little, you want to finish getting the rest of their shots. But if you get them as an adult, like I got Sunshine in 9 months. Sunshine was completely she had all her stuff together. I haven't do nothing else for Sunshine, but just keep her health in order. Um, so that being said, emergency funds. The next one is cat litter. It's a very important thing too. Cat litter. I have 3 cats now, 2 adults, 1 kitten. I have up to like I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 litter boxes in all. The 6th one is in the laundry room because like going to the laundry room. Having multiple litter boxes is important if you have multiple cats. Also, having at least one litter box that's covered, like a covered litter box, I feel like it's a good thing to have. Let the rest of them be open. You can also use boxes for litter boxes. You can turn a regular box, a shoe box, anything to a litter box. You want to go out and buy it out. If you just new to it, get your own box. Buy some good quality litter. My advice on litter is to get glade litter, clumping litter. I used to lose unscented, non-clumping litter. No, don't do that. Because the way they smell, and I don't know because the cat food I was feeding my cats at one point could have made it worse. I was feeding them meow mix. I feel like they could do bad to the digestive system as well. So I did change their food to food quality. Give them good food. Good food quality. I think it's Hill Science Hill. That's what the vet recommended, and that's also what the animal shelter recommended when I first got them. So I moved back towards using that. Yes, a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. It helped help prevent certain illnesses. Let me see. I talked about the boundaries. I talked about the food. Talked about the money. I think that's really bit of it. If I think about anything else, I make a part 2, but I want to drag this video on longer than I have to. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is the boundaries. Set those boundaries early, okay? For your cats. Also, always get collars with bells so you can hear your cat when it's around the house. Cats are very independent. They're very quiet. Get bells around their neck so you can hear them. Um, if you're introducing the cat to your other cats, do that slowly. Keep them isolated for a while because you don't want no confusion. So do that slowly. Keep cat cages. In case the cat gets sick. I always have to have a pet cage. I have a big dog cage, so my cat gets sick, they isolate into there. So they have any runoffs, any type of throwing up, they can do it in one area, not all of your house. I learned that from experience. Have an area for when they get sick, because I'm like a hospital. When you get sick, what they do? Put you in the doctor room. They put you in the hospital room. So have a cage for when your cats get sick. Put them in the cage. Let them go through that illness in one space, not all of your house, because it can get very messy. So that's my advice too. I believe that's it, you guys. So when you are thinking about getting a cat, or this is the first time getting a cat, or you already got cats, you might just want to just watch the video, implement some of these to your life, set those boundaries with your cats. Cats are very smart. They do listen. May take you some consistency, but eventually will understand that that boundary is set, and I have to obey by that boundary because I don't want her talking or him talking to me. They don't want you talking to them. They don't want you talking. Not saying telling them what they can't do. So eventually they're gonna start avoid the area because they don't want you yelling at them saying no, get down. They don't want that. So yeah, that's my advice for anybody thinking about getting a cat. If I think about anything else, I'll make a part two. But as of now, from 2 years of experience and having now 3 cats, that's my advice to you. Enjoy your cat babies. Set those boundaries. Choose what's best for them health wise. Do not fall into the social media mess. Cats are very enjoyable to have. Long as you set those boundaries. Cats are very easy to maintain. I know that my family, we are more of a cat family than a dog family. I've had a dog. I might get another dog one day in the future, but I know that we move better with cats. So with that being said, know what's for you and know what's not for you. Now, if you are someone that likes to, I don't leave that alone, but just know what animals for you, what animals not for you, and we're not gonna drag it. I hope this video helped you in some type of way. Let me know in the comments if it did, and let me know if you decide to implement these boundaries, because it's never too late to start implement boundaries. Okay,